a lot of it is about relationships and forming good relationships with the people that you do business with, both your customers that you sell to and also the suppliers that you buy from, and making sure that when you buy the grain or when you sell the grain, the terms are clearly stated and everybody knows exactly what they're going to get. Market knowledge really is a function of having access to the information both globally and also at a local level, and being able to synthesise that information as you go, and having a good understanding of the forces of supply and demand in the commodities that you're working with. Well, there's a number of different things I think that dealing in commodity markets allows you to get into, because essentially the fundamentals of supply and demand and working within commodities don't change when you change commodities. So all of those rules apply right across anything, whether it's grain or wool or coal or oil or metals. So all of the skills that I've got, essentially you could start to apply those in a number of roles, foreign exchange trading, metals trading, around the world, oil trading. Those sorts of things are options that you could move into if that was the sort of thing you wanted to do. Nowadays, you would probably need, I guess certainly a background in economics. Accounting would be very helpful. Understanding of risk, probably a grasp of contract law and the legalities around contracting as well would be very useful. They'd be areas, I guess, to start with. Yeah. Well, originally it was in the fibre industry and not the food industry. I started off, of all things, working in a clothing retailer in Geelong, where I grew up, and there used to be a lot of people that would come down to watch their wool get sold at the wool auctions in Geelong. And I had a brother who was in the wool industry, and I thought that might be good. And I started off and got a wool classing certificate, and then went into wool buying and trading. And that sort of morphed into risk management, and then I crossed over into grains and became very focused in the risk management part of it, and then running teams of people that bought grain, and then managing price risk through things like grain pools, and now into this role, in dealing in the market, as a procurement function, within the stock feed business. So yeah, it's been an interesting journey. Well, I suppose for me, the international travel for me has been one that I've really enjoyed. Being part of a global team of 5 people looking at business improvement across a global organisation, and spending time in the US and time in Canada, and getting to understand the way that their markets operate, and the drivers of price and the supply and demand forces that are at play in other parts of the world, plus travelling as well. So that's been I guess a highlight for me, yeah.